Hi everyone, this is Donny Lowy from Closeout Hope you're doing well today. Today I'd like to discuss with you how you can buy wholesale products when you yourself cannot visit the warehouse and see the products in person. A lot of times you can find some really great wholesale and closeout deals, but those deals are just not in your area. So now you could choose to trust a wholesaler. Let's say you already have an existing relationship with a wholesaler, or you know other people who bought from that wholesaler, and you could take a chance. I mean, people do that. People buy from me while they're overseas, and I also buy from other places where I am not there to see the merchandise in person. But there are strategies that you can implement. There are strategies that I've implemented in order to be able to inspect the merchandise or to have the merchandise inspected when I'm not able to be there. So the first thing is, as a wholesaler, I always invite people to come to my warehouse to see the merchandise in person. And I suggest to them, if they have any family or friends who can come to the warehouse, they should come to the warehouse. This way they can see everything in person and they can even make a selection on their behalf. Now, one of the things that you should do is you should try to send someone to look at merchandise, especially if it's going to be the first time they're going to be buying from that wholesale source. If you can't do it and you feel comfortable, you trust a wholesaler, that's fine. It's not a must, but if you can, I would recommend it. Now, how do you find someone? Let's say you live in New York and the wholesale place is in Florida and you're considering buying merchandise from them, but you want to see the merchandise, but you can go there in person. One thing you could do is you could ask the wholesaler to take pictures of the merchandise. That's definitely one approach. And another approach, you could find someone who is in Florida, right, or wherever the wholesale place is, and have them go to the warehouse and look at the merchandise. Now, one thing I want to say is, if you ask a wholesaler if you can send someone to the warehouse and they say no, I personally would be very hesitant at that point, because everyone that I've dealt with, whether they were large, very large $100 million businesses, or individual mom and pop businesses, they've been happy to have people come to their facility to look at the merchandise. Now, they might have a showroom, right? They might not let you go to the warehouse, but they do allow people to see the merchandise in person. I allow people to see my merchandise in person. So now, how do you find someone? Let's say you don't have a relative or a friend in that area. So what I would suggest to you is go on Facebook and post a request. Ask, is there anyone in that city who can go to visit the warehouse and look at that wholesale merchandise? You might have a friend or a relative, or let's say that you didn't realize, who actually lived closer than you realized to that wholesale source. Let's say I'm in New York and you have a relative in New Jersey. You might not realize that New Jersey is relatively close to my warehouse, because even though I'm in Brooklyn, I'm right outside Manhattan. And what I would suggest, encourage people, offer to pay them. I did that actually once. I went in merchandise. Someone had merchandise which I was considering buying in California. And of course, I'm not in California, and I wanted someone to see that merchandise, and I didn't have anybody in California. So I went ahead, I posted a request on Facebook. I said I'm willing to pay someone if they can go out there to look at the merchandise. And as a matter of fact, I didn't find someone directly, but I found someone in between me and that person. Someone actually had a business, and that is what their business is. Their business is they do work in California on behalf of businesses that are located outside of California. So what the business owner did is he went to the warehouse, he went to the showroom, and he looked at the merchandise and helped me determine if that merchandise was appropriate for my business. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. My website is closeoutexplosion.com. Thank you and have a great day. The next time you're in New York, please visit my warehouse.